Welcome. My name is Dana Bristol Smith. I'm the Executive Director of Leap to Success. We are a women's empowerment organization based in Carlsbad, California. And our mission is to educate and empower women who are overcoming domestic violence, homelessness, and other major life challenges. So welcome once again to Self-Care in Stressful Times. I'm so glad that you're here with us today because you're giving yourself a break. You're treating yourself with kindness and compassion, and we're just having a few moments together to take some deep breaths, to recenter and refocus on ourselves. Because if we don't take care of ourselves, especially in this unsettling time with the pandemic, we're now approaching the holidays, which is a more stressful time for people. And I know that you are someone who cares about others because you are either one of our donors who is making this program possible, or you're one of our community partners who's there on the front lines supporting women who are having really tough times right now. Or you're one of our program participants and you are investing in yourself to make your life better for yourself, for your children, and for our community. So again, I'm so glad that you are with us today. Our theme today is gratitude. And this is Thanksgiving week. It's a time when in the past you might have gotten together with a large group of people, family and friends, to celebrate and really think about those things that you're grateful for. And this year is going to be different for us because of the pandemic. So we thought it would be really important today to focus on gratitude, because when we do that, there are studies that have shown that our health increases, our energy increases, our productivity increases, and overall, it's just a really good thing to do because it makes us feel good. So take a moment right now and just think about one thing that you're grateful for. Good. A recent article in the San Diego Union Tribune talks about the power of two words, and those two words are thank you. This article highlighted multiple studies that demonstrate big rewards in our physical, our emotional, and our spiritual health when we say those two words, thank you. But it also found that people don't say thank you enough, and that there's really a gratitude gap in our society. And it's so important for us to be able to feel gratitude and express gratitude. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. And I hope that you'll find through this session today with us that your stress level and anxiety will decrease. I'm going to go ahead now and introduce my co-host, Kelly Grimes. Here's Kelly.
Thank you so much, Dana. I am so grateful to be here today because indeed gratitude has been my lifeboat during very challenging times in my life. And I find it to be one of the most supportive self-nurturing practices. So I'm really grateful and excited to share some of them with everyone today. So thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you. And each week we focus on providing a guided meditation or mindfulness practice along with a tip or tool. But before we get into the meditation, I'd like to check in with you with our stress poll. So Alyssa, if you'd please put up our poll. Please rate the current level of stress that you are feeling on a 1 being low to no stress at all, to 10 being the highest level of stress. So what are you feeling right now? So go ahead and tune in with yourself and rate the current level of stress that you are feeling. Thank you for doing that. And that poll will be up for probably about another 30 seconds or so. while you're taking this stress poll, I want to say a special thank you to our friends that are with us, but are not here in San Diego. We have friends throughout the state of California and even internationally. So I want to say a special thank you and shout out to one of our amazing community partners who is now retired and moved to Ireland. So Sister Carmel, we send you our love and are so glad that you're with us today. And I know that you're getting ready for bed because it's late in Ireland. You're 8 hours ahead of us. Okay, so what I see is that most people have rated themselves at a 5, though we have people up at 6, 7, and 8, but also a few people down in the lower numbers. But we see most people are at about a 5 on a current level of stress, and that's a pretty high level to be carrying around. So what I'd like to invite you to do now is get comfortable wherever you are seated. And I'm going to walk you through a guided meditation that is called Be the Mountain. And it's by John Kabat-Zinn, and it's from his book, Wherever You Go, There You Are, Mindfulness Meditation in Everyday Life. So bring your awareness to the sensations of your breath and the gentle rhythm that it is creating within you. Let it be just as it is. Each inhale and exhale announcing the next. Expand your awareness to the sensations of your body. Sitting upright with dignity, bring your attention to the surface beneath you and the support it provides. Root your body into its strength and become aware of your connection to it. Complete, whole, and in this moment, you are grounded by its unwavering resolve. As you sit there, visualize a grand mountain whose peaks pierce smoky clouds and continue upward where the air is clear and the view is endless. A mountain with slopes that are both jagged and gentle, supported by a vast foundation, rooted deep in the bedrock of the earth. This mountain is a mountain to all that is solid, grand, unmoving, and beautiful. Are there trees? Does snow blanket the mountain? Are there waterfalls, perhaps, cascading as mist into an open sky? However it is, let it be as it is, a perfect creation. Be this mountain and share in its stillness. Grounded in your posture, your head its skyward peak, supported by the rest of your form, granting you an awe-inspiring perspective of the landscape before you, behind you, and about you, which flows from your center into the distant horizon. Be this mountain. Take on its stability as your own. From the top of your crown, down your neck, and into the balance of your shoulders like cliffs, descending into your arms and forearms, and coming to rest in the valley of your hands. Be the mountain. Your feet, legs, and hips, its base, solid and rooted beneath you. a foundation extending up your spine and abdomen, a core of stability. The rhythm of your breath is all that moves you, a living mountain, alive and aware, yet unwavering in inner stillness, completely what you are, beyond words and thought, a centered, grounded, unmovable presence. A mountain which witnesses the sun travel across the sky, casting light and shadows and colors across its consistent composure. Moment by moment, in the mountain stillness, the surface teems with life and activity. Snows melt, streams run down its face, trees and flowers bloom and die and bloom again as the wildlife returns and departs with the seasons. Be the mountain who will be called beautiful and inspiring and dark and ominous, and knows that it is all of those things. Be the mountain which sits and sees how night follows day and back again, which knows the sun by the warmth it brings on rising, and the stars by the way they show in the darkened sky. Through it all, the mountain sits, aware of the changes that each moment brings around it and to it, yet it remains itself, still as the seasons flow, one into the other, and the air swirls from hot and cold, and the weather turns from tame to turbulent, some so treacherous as to tear at its surface. Still, none of this concerns the mountain. The mountain's serenity is housed within and cannot be disturbed. In the same way, as you sit in meditation, you can learn to experience the mountain as a means to embody the same centered, unwavering stillness and groundedness in the face of all that changes in your life over seconds and hours and years. Like the mountain, you will experience the changing nature of your mind and body and of the world all around you. You will have periods varying in intensity of darkness and light, of activity and inactivity, and moments that fill your life with color. Through it all, be the mountain and call on its patient strength and stability within you. Let it empower you to encounter each moment with mindful composure and compassionate clarity. Continue to breathe in with that sense of stability of the mountain, and know that whenever you're in a situation of uncertainty or challenge, that you can take that deep breath in and feel the stability of the mountain because it's inside of you. Now take another deep breath and gently open your eyes and feel the support beneath you. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Kelly.
Oh, thank you so much, Dana, for that beautiful mountain meditation. John Kabat-Zinn, who wrote that, is one of my mindfulness teachers. And another one is Thich Nhat Hanh. He is a Vietnamese Buddhist monk. He has a monastery at Deer Park out in Escondido and one in France called Plum Village. And he has written so many books about mindfulness and in such a accessible way. So I love him. I'm very grateful for his teachings and John Kabat-Zinn's teachings. And I'm going to share some of his quotes as I walk you through 5 gratitude practices that you could incorporate in your day. So one of the first quotes that really helped me shift my thinking around gratitude that Thich Nhat Hanh says is, he says, learn to love, enjoy, and embrace what you have in the here and now. That's all you really need to be happy. So what I love about that is that reminder that in this moment is where happiness resides. With what we have already is where happiness resides. And gratitude connects us there. So one of the ways that I think you can incorporate gratitude practices into your day, and the reason I say incorporate them is when we are learning to really nurture and care for ourselves, having concrete practices that we start adding into our day can really support us. And it gives us permission to be working not for perfection, but just for progress, you know? And so starting our day off with gratitude is a very powerful way just to have that be the focus. So Thich Nhat Hanh writes, he says, waking up this morning, I smile. 24 brand new hours are before me. I vow to live each moment fully and look at all beings with the eyes of compassion. I think of that often when I wake up. I think, wow, I have another day. And what I really appreciate about beginning my day with that type of gratitude practice is it focuses me on the positive. Instead of picking up my phone, getting drawn into emails or text messages or reading the news or anything else, really pausing to start and identify, I'm really grateful I woke up today. And then you may recognize other things that you're grateful for. So having that be focusing your mind on what's positive can really help shift out of anxiety and worry that I hear from many people, that they wake up with this sense of pressure on their chest about what they're concerned about in the day. So shifting that, we know all of these practices, mindfulness, gratitude, intention that we've been talking about over the last few episodes, they all change our neural pathways. They give us more choices when we're out of that fight flight part of our amygdala and into our prefrontal cortex. So this is just another practice to really help focus us. So if you could find some way of inviting in gratitude right at the beginning of the day. I know some people, I hear when they put their feet down as they're getting out of bed, that's when they remember, that's kind of their reminder just to be grateful to be alive. And certainly in this time of COVID, we know that means even so much more than it did before. So really coming from that place of gratitude to start your day can be really, really powerful. The next thing that we can do, and this is something that we can do throughout our day, is to express gratitude for our body. Now, I know there might be some of us that have health challenges and other things that sometimes make it difficult. I've heard from a graduate, having an injury sometimes has us focus on the pain and the recovery with that. But when we can shift to what we are grateful for that our bodies are doing, it can really move us into that place of seeing what is going well instead of focusing on what is not going well. So for our bodies, oh my goodness, friends, our bodies do all of these things for us that we don't even ask. all of our organs, are working, the fact that we can breathe in and out, the fact that our heart beats. I invite you to place your hand on your heart right now. Feel the beating of your heart. Acknowledge something about your body that you're grateful for in this moment. And breathe into that. You see, when we can express gratitude for our bodies, then we can make choices that demonstrate our profound appreciation. Maybe that means that we are attentive to how much water we drink, drinking more water to support ourselves. Maybe it encourages us to go out and take a walk. Maybe in being appreciative of our body, we turn on music and we dance and move and really feel the embodiment of joy and of this gratitude that we feel. Thich Nhat Hanh says, keeping your body healthy is an expression of gratitude for the whole cosmos, the trees, the clouds, and everything. And I love understanding that my gratitude is a way of being interconnected. It's a way of feeling that I am part of something bigger than myself. And so nurturing our bodies in whatever way we can, and you could have that be a morning practice too. When we're brushing our teeth, we can be grateful for our teeth. When we're making breakfast in the morning, we can be grateful, to eat healthy food or drink safe and clean water. Those things that sometimes we can overlook as really tremendous things to be grateful for, but we just start taking for granted. So bringing our attention to what we're grateful for in our bodies and then making empowered choices as a result that demonstrates that. The third offering I have, and this is something that you can weave in throughout the day, is to recognize the miracles and blessings in your life. Thich Nhat Hanh reminds us that the true miracle is not walking on water or walking in air, but simply walking on this earth. We have such an incredible blessing of a beautiful earth. For those of us that live in the San Diego area, we have, weather where we can be out enjoying it. And those of you that live other places, you can really enjoy the changing of seasons and other things at this time and tapping into that. So I think this sense of using mindfulness to look for the miracles in this present moment allows us to tap into a sense of awe and wonder of being alive. And I think that's the ultimate gratitude generator. So, you can look for miracles. You can pause before you eat and think of all the miracle that it took for that seed to become a plant, to then be harvested by someone, to be transported to where you had it, to have it be lovingly prepared, or you were able to lovingly prepare it for yourself. Really like opening to all of that and really being intentional about that. I think there's times that maybe we open the refrigerator door and we can pause and invite gratitude in. That there's food in there that we can choose from. There's so much food insecurity and other things that people are challenged with right now. So being grateful for what we have is a very powerful act of transformation and self-nurturing. I really think sometimes to have a reminder. You might have your cell phone, you might have an alert that you place on your cell phone that just reminds you from time to time, like, what are you grateful for? And certainly in these times, it can be really helpful in these times of challenge to look for the unexpected blessings. What are those blessings that are there that you may not have seen before? It focuses our mind on the positive and it minimizes the focus on the negative and the things we can't control, which we know is so helpful. The fourth thing is be grateful for yourself. Oh my gosh, friends, be grateful for yourself. You be yourself. Life is precious as it is. All the elements of your happiness are already here. There's no need to run, to strive, to search, to struggle. Just be. Thich Nhat Hanh tells us. And I think acknowledging and appreciating ourselves, not only is it deeply nurturing, but it actually helps us cultivate resilience. And in these times, ever more so, being able to pause and acknowledge what you're grateful for about yourself every day will build that and allow you to see that you can draw upon that at any time. Again, minimizing our anxiety and filling up our reserves that we need so much. The fifth thing is to make gratitude the lens with which you see the world. Can you imagine that? Thich Nhat Hanh says, awareness is like the sun. When it shines on things, they're transformed. So you could have gratitude be that lens. So whatever you look at, you are able to see what you value, what you cherish. When we come from gratitude, the positive in our life is highlighted and the negative tends to transform into lessons and growth. And, we talk oftentimes about finding, what can we be grateful that we've learned in a difficult situation? And sometimes we call that silver lining. And I just invite us to not silver line other people's experiences. We can find that lining within ourselves, but let's not. Sometimes that can feel not affirming to somebody else if you say, "Well, at least X, Y, Z about what the difficult situation." Instead, focus on our own, focus on what we're learning from a situation and share that out in the world. That can be such a powerful act of hope building when people can see that we can have a difficult time and we can transform that through our own lens of gratitude and what we learned. So what gratitude practice will you include in your day? What is something that you want to put in the chat and commit to that I can share with everybody and that you're putting out in the world, that this is the new way that you are going to include? And it may be something you are already doing, friends. So it might not be a new gratitude practice, but maybe you're recommitting. What is the gratitude practice that you are recommitting? Someone's shared that they're going to put a reminder on their phone, and you can do it in a lot of fun ways. What are you grateful for? That can be a reminder. What blessing did you see? Gratitude practice, whatever that is for you, so that it's just becomes part of your practice. Someone else shared, acknowledge what I'm grateful for before going to sleep. That's a really powerful one, especially if you have difficulty sleeping. Like, what a beautiful thing. Recommit to a gratitude journal. That's wonderful. And at this time, friends, of Thanksgiving, we can handwrite thank you notes. We can handwrite notes to people maybe that we're not going to get to see, but have made an impact in our lives. We can share gratitudes in so many different ways. Someone else shared that she loves to watch the sun come up and thinking, she has another beautiful day. So holding that sense of gratitude. And another person shared that to appreciate my body and mind throughout the day. Yes. I mean, there are unending ways that we can really incorporate gratitude. But remembering to be grateful before we put our feet on the floor. I love that because it's just like, really sets you in that course. And then to remember to focus on being grateful for myself just as I am. Absolutely. The fact is, we are miracles, friends. We are miracles. So I invite you to continue to find ways to incorporate gratitude, incorporate mindfulness, incorporate these times of pausing and really nurturing yourself as we go forth in this holiday season. I am incredibly grateful for each and every one of you that are here today and that continue to be a part of our self-care in stressful times. I'm going to hand things off to Dana, and I wish you well.
Thank you, Kelly. That was beautiful. It's really, really lovely. And thank you to everyone who is participating with us. We started this series back at the beginning of the pandemic, and I think we're about at our 34th or 35th episode now as we do this week by week. And we're just so grateful to each one of you for being here and giving us the opportunity to teach self-care and really importantly, practice it for ourselves. So it's really important in this challenging time. So as we close, I'd like to ask you to please take our poll once again and rate the current level of stress that you are feeling. And Alyssa, go ahead, there's the poll. So let us now know on that scale of 1 to 10. And as you are doing this, I'll remind you that you can go and view any of our past episodes at our Leap to Success YouTube channel or on our Leap to Success Facebook page. We are streaming all of these episodes live on Facebook and really enjoying the level of participation that we're getting from our community on Facebook, on Zoom with us live, and also on YouTube. And please go ahead and share these episodes with your colleagues, with your friends and family members. We really want the ripples of self-care to be felt and for people to have practices to help them through the challenges. So let's see what our stress level poll, wow, we went down to a 3. I think the majority was at a 5 or a 6 at the beginning. So I'm really glad. It looks like 62% of the people who took the poll are now at a level 3. We've got one person still up at a level 7, one person at 4, and several down at 1 or 2, but the majority at 3. So I'm so glad that this has been useful, and I'm so glad that your stress level has come down. So as we say goodbye, go ahead and take a nice deep breath in and put your hand on your heart and just know that you are someone who is worthy and special. And I wish you the best for this Thanksgiving holiday and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.